I think what we're both going to do is talk about how we came out, primarily to our parents. But yeah, coming out to parents, huge thing for people in our community, and we thought that we would share our both of experience. Our we actually have very opposite experiences. Well, not totally opposite, but there's some similarities, but mostly differences in our stories and the outcomes. Yeah. And I think it's sorry. No, don't apologize. Well, I was gonna say we were going to do this video as well because for me personally, I see a lot of positive outcomes, and mine actually isn't positive, and it still is quite negative to this day after 7 years. And he has a very positive experience with coming out. Sure, very positive, but it's progressive. Well, I think it's progressive and growing and getting better. And I think that what you also have to realize is for our viewers who might not be very familiar with Asian culture, it's still very much frowned upon to be gay. It's first taboo. Yeah. So I came out 7 years ago when I was about 19, 20 years old. I was back home in Vancouver. So my diary that I wrote stuff in about me liking a guy was packed in my suitcase. My parents found out, and the whole day was quiet, which actually never happens, right? It's always some combo here and there. Maybe we go biking or anything, right? But it was so quiet. It was like it was natural. Nighttime came. My dad and I picked up my mom, went to a restaurant to eat, right? And it was still awkward, right? Like, there's something up when your parents are with you and no one says anything, But at that time, I actually thought, do they know I'm gay, right? Maybe they thought I was gay. But I was like, no, it can't be because there's no way they'll find out. So I go home, right? And then my mom comes in and she's like, so, basically, we read your diary and apparently you are, are you gay, right? Just out of the blue, I wasn't expecting this, and he said, are you gay? And I was like, and so in that moment I thought, if I tried hard enough, maybe I could convince her that I wasn't, but I thought to myself, now is a perfect opportunity for me to just come out and be like, yes, I am gay. And from that day on, it was really a shit show, my parents and I, we've kind of stopped having what we had before, which was a very loving, very sweet, warm, communicative relationship, right? And now it's just not. We don't talk anymore much, and things we do talk about tend to be a bit more on the surface. And yeah, my turn. So I came out when I was 16 years old, and it was when I was in my senior year of high school. And so that's been, how long now? It's been more than 10 years. So I came out 11 years ago. My background, just so you understand, is that my dad is American and my mother's Malaysian. And my mother grew up in a Catholic school and my dad grew up in kind of a southern United States culture, which tends to be a bit more conservative and religious. And I've known I've been gay for a very long time. I've always identified as more feminine. I've always had female friends. I've always found guys attractive. I didn't really know what to place it as when I was younger. I have memories when I was 7 of wanting to sleep on guys' chests. There's a picture of me. Boop. And there's a picture of me when I'm 3 years old in skirt and heels, dancing with my brother. When I was 6 to 7 years old, when we'd play fantasy role-playing games, I was always a female character. I was a female elf archer or mage or something like that. So yeah, I've always had these telltale signs of wanting to be partnered with a guy, right? I was these characters because I wanted to have the guy save me or have the guy there with me. It wasn't because I identify as female. And so when I was 16, I just decided one morning, actually, over breakfast, to tell them. I remember my dad was cooking in the kitchen and my mom was sitting with me at the dining table. And my brother was at university at this time frame, so he wasn't there. And I was like, guys, I have something to tell you. And my mom was like, okay, so what is it, honey? And I was like, oh, Dad, you should probably be here. Maybe you should, come on over and sit down. And my dad was like, it's fine, I'm cooking. And my mom turns to the kitchen and is like, honey, come sit down. And so then my dad came over and sat down, and I was like, hey guys, so I think I like guys. Well, I don't think, I know I like guys. I don't know if I like girls or not. I came out as bi.
As most people do.
Yeah, just because I thought maybe it helps to be less shocking. Of course they were caught off guard. My mom says that she kind of always knew. She's always felt that kind of mother's intuition. And I'm sure you can tell just by how I speak and my mannerisms. I'm very feminine, very gay, stereotypically so. And then my dad was like, it's very natural to find other men attractive. Are you sure this is kind of, I'm certain about this. And they were, that was pretty much it. We finished breakfast and moved on with life. So my mom and I were in the car, and she turns to me and is like, so you like it in the bum bum? And I was like, what? I was like, And I was like, Mom, I'm still a virgin, because I was 16 at this time. I hadn't had sex yet. I found
So cute.
Yeah, and I was like, I guess. And that was pretty much it. That was my coming out story. So how does the story continue?
So when I first came out, right, during that night, my parents were so upset. There was lots of crying, lots of shouting. My dad would say, what did I do to deserve this, right? They would say, where did I go wrong? At that time, because I was studying in Hong Kong, right? They'd be like, oh, if we kept you in Vancouver, we could have kept track of you. We could have made sure that you weren't basically led astray, And obviously to me, it's all ludicrous. I mean, I was really upset, we get back and forth. And honestly, it's really never been the same. During that time, it was my birthday. So the nighttime it was like they came in and they surprised me with birthday cake, and they were like, oh, let's celebrate birthday. And then they would say, oh, we accept you for who you are, which was good news, right? But it really was like false hope, because there's the moment I left back to Hong Kong, right? Things were off, and I'm not one to hide from who I am. My mom would say, oh, why aren't you hanging with girls? Make sure you don't tell your aunts or your cousins you're gay. Make sure no one knows, keep it a secret. And it's got to the point where I was really tired, I was very frustrated, and there'd be so many moments where things would blow up. I think it was about probably 5 years now, and for 5-6 years, I would constantly try my best to convince them that being gay is okay. I am gay, I'm not different, I'm the same person. And I've tried every way. I tried the hard way, the soft way, the silence way, and whatever way you can think of, I probably did, right? And they are, and they're still not okay with it, right? To the point where I just gave up. Now I don't really care anymore. If she ever watched this video, the truth is that I'm done. These are efforts that a child should never have to go through, right? No one should ever, a son or a daughter should never have to go through so much effort and so much time and so much heartache. This is actual pain, right? It's not a physical pain, but it's one of those pain where you have to, it's a dull ache in your heart every single day, right? And it's been this way for 7 years now, right? And I kid you not, I swear that every day there is always a part of me, even if for a split second, where it's like, damn, right? Shit, I have to go through this today. I don't have parents who accept me, and to me, it can mean that they don't love me completely, right? And I say that because I know if one day I gave them a choice to have a straight me or me as I am, they would choose a straight me. What do you want me to do, right? I'm not going to hide. I'm not going to not be who I am, right? And I am proud. I think being gay has given me a lot of perspective that I wouldn't have, and a lot of experiences I wouldn't have if I were straight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, being gay. So, yeah. Right?
You're so corny. Being gay has made him meet not just me, but a lot of great people in your life, right?
No, of course, a lot of great people, and I feel like me being gay has made me so much more open-minded too, right?
Yeah.
I'll leave to you now. I'll jump to you for a bit.
Okay.
I'm talking too long.
So I came out bi, as I said, and there was a slight bit of distance. I think that, one, it's a difficult concept to wrap your mind around when you're more traditional in your backing. Kind of something that we never talked about. So it was mentioned, they knew, they didn't pretend they didn't know, but we just never spoke about it. I started dating someone shortly after. And at one point, I think a year or two into dating him, I went back home and I said, since I'm gay, something. I don't even remember what I was talking about. I remember my dad turning to me being like, oh, so you're gay now? And I said, yeah, I am. And, it was a bit awkward for a little bit of time because my dad, and bless him, he doesn't understand probably the concept of homosexuality, and he's not an advocate for it. I don't know if he even really has an opinion, but he might be a little bit uncomfortable by things he doesn't know. And I think everybody is, right? Everyone has the right to be afraid of what they don't know or don't understand. But about a year after that, I got this call, and my dad was on the phone, and it was really sweet because he called me to tell me that no matter who I am or what I do, that he'll always love me. And it was really out of the blue. I feel like he knew that it was important that he put in words what I felt, what he made me feel. And it was just a really beautiful moment for me. And, when I graduated, we were traveling. And I remember we were in this little plaza somewhere. And it was the first time I brought it back up. And I said, Dad, there was this time, and I'm not sure if you remember it, but you called me. And I'm not sure if you knew I just needed to hear it, or, I don't know if it's father's intuition. I'm not sure if that's a thing. But it really meant the world to me. And I remember he cried when I said that. So it was really nice. Why am I the one who's sad when you're the one with the shitty story? Oh, no, but it was really beautiful. And I think, as time goes by, he becomes more and more familiar with the concept. And, my mom, bless her as well, is always trying to protect my dad. And she'll hide things away to try and make sure that he doesn't need to constantly hear about me being gay. And when we started this YouTube channel, and my brother who does the music for us had mentioned, I'm doing music for Dylan's YouTube channel. And my mom thought it was for this t-shirt design side business I'm trying to get started. And she was, oh, it's amazing, yada, yada, yada. I'm not sure how t-shirt design and music go hand in hand. And I was like, wait, what are you talking about, Mom? My YouTube channel is about Arthur and I. And she gets really quiet all of a sudden. This is just recently. And she puts her finger over her mouth like, shh, don't say anything. And I absolutely lost my shit. And I was like, I don't know what you expect. I'm gay. I'm in love with somebody. I have this guy in my life, right? And I'm going to share this YouTube video. And you can choose to watch it or not, but this is what I've decided to do. She kind of rushes into the bedroom trying to get away from my dad, I think, just so that we could talk about it, because she loves to know these things about me. It's not something she is particularly affronted by, right? As she's always said to me, she could give two shits if I'm gay, right? She doesn't care, right? And so she rushes off into the bedroom. And, I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not going to have this conversation. Mom, I'm upset and I'm hanging up because I don't know where this is going to go and I don't think it's going to be positive. And so I do hang up, and then my mom calls back, and, we're all both very emotional people, as I'm sure you can tell. And she's a little bit teary-eyed, and she's like, Dylan, it's not what I meant. I'm really sorry. You know, I'm calling you back. Your dad told me to call you back because it's really important that he makes it known that he didn't share this opinion. You know, he didn't feel like I had to hide. He does support me. He doesn't understand, perhaps, you know, where I'm coming from, but you know, that he wants me to know that her response wasn't his response, and that it was really important for him to clarify that. And that was the first time. Oh, babe. No. And that's the first time that my dad's vocally kind of acknowledged that, you know, I am different. I am gay, you know? And so it's great to see change. And it's taken 10 years, right? 10 years, me dating 2 guys, 5 years, 2 years, very long-term-ish relationships, you know, showing them that this is what makes me happy. And I think they can now see how happy I am. So, anyways, that's where I'm at. That's where this YouTube video is. And during that call, I said that my expectation is for them to love Arthur. Oh no. As much as they love me. You know? Oh, Arthur. Oh, don't cry. Why are you crying? Oh. Gosh. We're on camera. You're not supposed to cry on camera. No. You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Are you sad or are you happy crying? Are you a little bit of both? You're so sweaty. So it's a happy story, but it's a very emotional story, and
it's just something that I've always wanted to, right?
Yeah, it is. And I'm really hoping that, you know, and I know that he mentioned that he's given up hope, and it's okay to give up hope, but I haven't yet, you know? And if Mr. and Mrs. Mann are watching this, you know, I think they can see how much it hurts, you know? So, just love, you know? Love is love.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay, I think people always say, you know, after you come out, it's supposed to be better. Right? And you know, sometimes you know in the bottom of your heart if it's gonna happen, right? And I think the hard truth, and I think maybe people haven't know this, is like if you're in a similar situation as I am, right? Sometimes it doesn't get better, right? And I'm not saying that to be, you know, all dark and hopeless and all that. And maybe my parents will come around in like however many years, right? Maybe they will, but there's always a chance that they won't, right? My parents might not ever accept you, you know, and that's just something you have to live with, right? So.
But would you change? Would you change coming out?
No, I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't regret coming out because it's a freedom, right? To be who you are, you know. And I think above all, that is the most important thing, you know, especially if you're LGBTQ plus, you know. And so I'm happy that I can be out, right, openly, right, and I would never change it, right. Knowing what I know now, I still wouldn't change it, right. And it just shows that sometimes people can't love you in every sense, right? And then that includes your parents, and that includes parents, right?
Yeah.
So.
But ultimately, love isn't singular. There's not one love, right? There's not one person in this world who can love you. It's not only your parents who can love you, right? Whether we find each other, whether my parents love him, whether we find role models in our lives to inspire us and to give us that love, and friends that become family. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I think that what our stories tell is that coming out has many narratives. Coming out can be positive, it can be negative. It can be something that changes over time, like mine did, or stays a bit stagnant, like Arthur's did. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's both given us the liberty and freedom to find people who can love us wholly. Freedom. I love you. Well, thank you very much for listening to our coming out stories. I'm hoping that it can shed some, maybe not guidance, but just perspective. We're not trying to tell you to go and come out or to not. That's personally your choice.
You always
but
do it when you're ready.
yeah, and it's also just, this is what happened to us. Okay. Well, enjoy the journey. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the videos and would like to stay in touch with us, click the subscribe button. If you want to share your experiences, feel free to do so in the comments below. And hopefully you'll stick around for another video.
Yeah. We're going to try to make one every week.
Did you just set an expectation? Now they're going to expect one every week. I do the video editing.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. So when you want to make videos, find yourself someone who's going to do it for you. Which I have.
Yeah. Until next time.
Until next time.
Do I say until next time?
I like that actually. I like that a lot.
Until next time.
Until next time. And then
Until next time.
And then we have a little
Da 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 da. He doesn't know the song.
Obvious.
Yeah. Like da 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 da. Okay. Bye.
That was not sexy. No.
It was really cute. His first blow was like, let me slowly exhale air out of my right nostril. Circle.